First of all, I want to thank you, Ambassador Ischinger. It's a great initiative to bring together again transatlantic partners to discuss the great challenges ahead. In the last 75 years, the relationship between Europe and the United States has been the backbone of the rules-based international order. This partnership is underpinned by multiple pillars: our security and defense alliance through NATO, our strong economic cooperation, and of course, the rich relationship between our peoples. This is a critical time for Europe, for the United States, and for the world. And we are confronted by massive challenges. And this makes our alliance with the US both vibrant and vital. And again, it's more necessary than ever. This is why the European Council, all the 27 European leaders together, have reaffirmed its strategic importance. And I believe both sides now want to rejuvenate and solidify our bond. I call it a new Founding Pact. It's worth reflecting on what the fundamentals of this pact should be. I sum it up in 3 words: values, prosperity, and influence. First, our values. Together, our values are those of the free world: human dignity, democracy, freedom, and the rule of law. These values represent the cornerstone of our relationship. If our relationship went through 4 bumpy years, it was not because of differences of views or interests. These are normal. Rather, it was because respecting rules and respecting agreements were no longer a given. And that's why we appreciate the commitment expressed by President Biden. We will lead not merely by the example of our power, but by the power of our example. It's precisely when we respect our common values, when we respect each other as equal partners, that we can resolve our differences. It's precisely when those values are challenged by others that we must lead by example to defend them and promote them at home and abroad. Today, recovering from COVID-19 is our first priority. And more than ever, we must show our peoples that our system of free societies and open economies works, and that it works for all. We, the EU and US, need to join forces to make trade, digital development, green transition, and fair taxation contribute to greater prosperity and well-being for our citizens. We want to build back a better, fairer, and greener world for all, and this is our European ambition. And we think international cooperation is the only way to succeed. Now that America, under the Biden-Harris administration, we join this common endeavor, our alliance, along with our like-minded partners, constitutes a formidable and influential power. When we are on the same page, we have greater influence to promote democracy and drive forward our economies. Together we are stronger to defend the rules-based international order from the attacks of autocratic regimes, whether from Russia, China, or Iran. And we are stronger to ensure peace and security. When we share the same view of prosperity and well-being, we have greater capacity to deal with major economic actors, to bring them to more fairness and reciprocity while avoiding detrimental competition between ourselves. A strong partnership needs strong partners, and that's why we, in Europe, are growing stronger to increase our strategic ability to act for our common values, for more prosperity, and for more security. We want to be a strong and reliable partner. Let's make our partnership a powerhouse for a better world. Welcome back, America. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. President. Thank you very much. But if you allow, let me push you just a little bit on this agenda. There are so many issues out there, as have been presented by President Biden, by your colleague Ursula von der Leyen, by Chancellor Merkel, etc. In your view, which ones are the single most important issues that deserve to be tackled between Brussels and Washington in the weeks, months, and hopefully the year or the 2 years to come?
Certainly, the first priority for us is to work together at the international level, because we think that we need to work in order to develop more prosperity. It means that we need to develop the economic cooperation. And Ursula gave a very good example with the digital transition, the digital agenda. We think indeed that data will be the resource number one of the 21st century. And we think at the same time that we need to facilitate, to encourage the exchange of data. But we think also that it's important to guarantee that the way the personal data will be used will be accepted by the citizens. The confidence of our citizens is key for the future. On the one hand, we need to develop the innovation, to develop the prosperity based on the artificial intelligence, on the digital transition. On the other hand, we need to guarantee the fundamental freedoms, the fundamental democratic values. I think this is a good example for strong cooperation with the United States and all the other like-minded partners. Certainly, climate change is another topic. I don't speak too much about that because we know that the fact that the United States has decided to rejoin the Paris Agreement is a very strong signal, a very strong message. And my third point is certainly the security topics, the geopolitical topics, China, Russia, how we can work together in order to make sure that we have more positive influence for a better world and in order to promote our strong democratic values.
Thank you very much, President Michel. I really appreciate your willingness to participate in this program this afternoon. I'm sure we could continue for lengthy more questions, but we've actually run out of time. I regret with President Macron, we had the same problem a few minutes ago. So thank you very, very much for your willingness, and we will see you again in the Munich Security Conference going forward, I'm quite sure.